It is done through the familiarity that we have with each other. So I could be standing near all of you and say something to Sylvia or Mary or even to John Leader, my love, that, none of you all would ever understand. And one of the words that we were talking even in the car on our way here is the word finna. So have any of you heard finna?
Finna well.
we say it, we understand it differently. When we say finna, when
I'm finna to do something. I'm about to do something. I'm finna do something. I'm finna go. And you can go to New York. Right. You can go to Nairobi, and black people will understand this to speak English.
That's right.
Because this is part of the culture that we grow up with.
Right.
If you grow up in a slave community, you had to be close because this was the only people that you had to rely on, and so this is part of the culture that you just normally grow up with. And if anybody said this is like all of a sudden, but does anybody ever heard of capoeira? It's a martial art from Brazil because they had plantations in South America also, and the African people came over there and they would teach martial arts, but they weren't of course allowed to teach fighting skills on the plantation, so they would make it look like it was a dance, but inside these acrobatic moves there's all of these fighting skills, so that when they had the revolts, then people had been trained for years and nobody knew about it, so the masters would think, oh, they're just like clowning around and everything, and they just didn't. That was the spirituals were like that. They were also codes, and you have to know the code. It was part of it's still part of our culture, like Sherry said, that we grow up with.
So this is just one illustration of many ways that communication is done.